Welcome back to the Cryptic Galapagos. A while ago, I asked you guys if you'd be keen on an art competition. I saw so many amazing original characters that I knew that this had to happen. So in today's video, I'm going through all the submissions and giving my thoughts on each one. But I'm not doing it alone. I've brought a friend along, a very talented one. Her name is Clarissa. Clarissa, say hello.
Hello everyone!
There we go. Clarissa and I used to work together as designers at a wide format printing company. Our creative roots run deep. We'd consistently share our artwork and give each other feedback, so naturally she was the perfect person to help me review you guys' entries. So here's how the critiquing process will work. Firstly, there were some minimum requirements for each entry, like your character had to be a land or marine iguana. Every iguana character must have at least one companion and at least one weapon. Each of those earns you 1 point, so having them all amounts to 3 points. Then there will be bonus points for a short backstory for the character, full color artwork, and a custom armor or evolutionary variant. These can earn you 3 extra bonus points. If you got all those, you have 6 points already. Clarissa and I will each then give our own score out of 7, which totals to 14 points. A bit complicated, I know, but that effectively means each submission will have a total score out of 20. 3 for the minimum requirements, 3 bonus points, and then 7 from Clarissa and 7 from me. For our part, we'll be looking at things like composition, creature design, and emotion or atmosphere. But remember, these scores are just a guide. Ultimately, we want you to vote for your favorite. I'll number each entry on the top left, so just comment below with the number of iguana you'd like the most. Please make it clear, for example, I vote for number 1. There's a lot on the line. The first place winner's character will receive a cameo in the world, and their character will be considered as part of the lore. They will also receive a 3D resin print of a Malachite Knight Warrior and 3 months free access to the Cryptic Galapagos Patreon. Second and third place will get 1 month free on the Patreon and get the 3D file for the Malachite model to print themselves. And just a quick note before we start, all the lore submitted for these characters is fan fiction and may not be considered official canon for the story. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Entry number 1, Dracon by Euoraptor Lunensis. Hailing from the island of Vulcan, Dracon, as he was dubbed by the humans, is a prominent cult leader and warrior of the Galapagos, having encountered humans early in their intrusion into the islands. He has been told tales of the great dragons of Europe and now sees their form as divine, working towards the goal of becoming Dracon himself by Euoraptor Lunensis. He has been marauding across the islands on a perverse pilgrimage made up of killing the biggest, most aggressive and deadly predators of the Galapagos. Wielding a lava blade and adorned with glowing war paint, he has attained a small following that attempts to aid him in his goal, even if they aren't acknowledged by him. Accompanied by his faithful vampire finch companion and flamingo mount, as he blends into the shadows as a veiled variant, with access to the fire mutation. The last thing you see before your death will be the glow before the flames. This piece depicts Dracon riding his flamingo across the sea on a trip to one of the human ships to acquire more lore on dragons. So our first entry is this one. So we have an iguana on a massive flamingo, and so we have a marine iguana, check, we have a point there. We have another point for the weapon, and then there's a companion missing, like based on the lore this is the mount, but there's no vampire finch, which would be the companion, so we're losing a point there. And then bonus points, there's color. Obviously we have a evolutionary variant, which is the veiled variant, which is like a chameleon iguana. It's the special tier. And then we have it is the lore is there. We have good lore as well. Actually, very, very good lore. And I'm feeling for this one, the lore is sort of like outshining the piece.
Definitely.
What do you think? What are your notes on this one?
So I do like the use of color in this. It feels very relaxed compared to the lore. I was expecting a power hungry tyrant that's a cult leader that wants bloodshed, and it's just not communicating through the use of the color.
Imagine if this was, just imagine instead of the lovely blue, because I think it's the blue that's also doing that. The blue, like,
It's very calming.
it's very calming. I think if this was like a sunset or like early morning or something, it would have looked more like, hey, we're going on we're going out. We're gonna go kill some massive
I'm missing
predators.
that red.
That's the only thing. Because I think the character itself really embodies. It does embody like a sense of anger here, because you see the horns on the head, which is like the with the Jackson's chameleon. That's where the inspiration for the veiled chameleon came from. So
Yes, I do see.
but also
I just wish that we could see where its weapon is being held, or how it's being held on the back.
because it's just chilling there, it's just
Yeah.
over there. So yeah, that's maybe a good note. What would you do to improve this piece?
I would definitely create a more aggressive background. Add a bit more detail to how the weapon is being held, and I'm missing that companion.
Yeah, I think a vampire finch is such a cool companion. It would have been cool just to see it this year off, just over here, just fly with, and that'd be great. Yeah. What would you? So what are we scoring this guy out of 7? I'm gonna give it a 4.
I think it will be a 3 for me.
Alright, that's good. Good lore, good color. I like this one. If you guys want to vote for the first one, on the top left is a number. That is the number of this entry. This is entry number 1. I'm not going to repeat that all the time, just for now that you guys know. That's how you just comment 1 if you guys pick this entry. Entry number 2, Deep Shell, by Sir Brazilian Paleontologist. A light in the dark. This Nosceros iguana has found comfort in the waters around the islands, using his size and strength to maintain pockets of underwater gardens while he patrols them on the seafloor, usually followed by a pufferfish due to him spooking crustaceans as he walks. Deep Shell can be seen sculpting underwater using tools to chip away at rocks and corals, so that his gardens are unique from one another and the surrounding reefs. One day, a fisherman told him of a tool hidden in a vessel deep below the waves that could ease the process. Determined, Deep Shell retrieved a large iron pickaxe, which proved to be the perfect tool. Grateful for the fisherman's advice, it now helps them whenever possible, often acting as a bodyguard against wildlife and overly aggressive iguanas. Right on the top of the bat, this is a marine iguana. So we're getting a point there. We're getting a point for lore. There was some nice lore written. Some very good lore. I actually really like the lore of this one.
Yeah.
It feels very grounded. It makes a lot of sense. It's not very serious. It just feels like this character is in the world. It's doing its part. And I like that a lot. So that's a point. That's a bonus point for lore. There's a weapon. There's a companion. And then there's no color. So we're losing a point there. But we have an evolutionary variant, which is the Nosceros variant.
Yeah.
So that's good. So it's getting 2 there and then 3 for the main sets of points.
I definitely think that the sketch embodies the lore very nicely.
I agree. I love the pufferfish.
Yeah, that is.
It's a
very
cute
nice.
little guy. He's just and he's so fat from all the walking on the bottom of the sea. I wished initially when I saw this, I'm like, okay, pickaxe is a very, very simple weapon to choose or tool to choose. But after reading the lore, it makes sense. It makes sense where the pickaxe come from. So I'm actually, this is quite cool. It's very simple.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with that.
I do wish that they had added color.
Yeah, maybe add some. You said something earlier. I mean, we were talking about this regarding like maybe showing some of the algae or something just from all the time spent underwater. But it sort of makes sense that this guy can't swim very well. He will be chilling at the bottom of the sea, just doing his gardening work. That's basically it. So how are you feeling about this guy? Will you score? What's his name again? I forgot his name. Deep Shell.
I like Deep Shell. I'll give him a 5. It would have been higher, but I do wish it had color.
Color, yeah. The lore is like great.
The lore is great.
Same with the first entry. The lore on this guy was great. I'm gonna give it a 4. I'm really looking for something that absolutely blows me away. So I'm being quite like very serious about it. Also, there's a lot at stake. So I'm gonna give this guy 4. Cool. Entry number 3. Scar by Wilder. Scar, a young iguana with no memory of his past, came to the Earthshell seeking a rite of passage and training. After a trial by combat, he was found to be psychotic and aggressive, almost killing the Earthshell warrior, but gained a scar over his right eye as a consequence. From then on, he named himself Scar. The Earthshells nearly deemed him unworthy, however, their leader ruled against it, believing Scar's psychotic nature could be used to their advantage. Scar evolved into a defense-attack variant and became fiercely loyal to the Earthshells. Upon completing his training, he was given 4 gifts: a pair of cactus gauntlets with a prickly pear bombs, a hot basalt khopesh, a trained male turkey found near a shipwreck which he named Rockwing, and a lava lizard named Magma. He was granted the honor of becoming the first Earthshell student to train under the Seal Riders. Scar killed many sharks and crafted numerous bite weapons, though he returned all of them to the Seal Riders after training, except his favorite, a tomahawk. He also tamed a giant bull elephant seal named Fury, and was sent on his first mission. The merchant who crafted his blade was a follower of Dracon, who had been training with the Earthshells for dragon information. Scar lived with Dracon's followers for several seasons before returning home on good terms to guard the Earthshell's homeland. He now lives with and protects those who hold his true loyalty. Our third entry is Scar. What do we think about Scar? What are your first thoughts when you look at this guy, Clarissa?
He's aggressive.
It feels very aggressive.
He feels very aggressive.
So just on that, he really does embody what the lore says he's all about, which is that psychotic, angry.
Yeah.
Also, the fun fact is, at this point in time of the recording of this video, I haven't released a defense attack variant yet. We have our Noceros, which is defense. We have the Arma Iguana, which is defense special, and then we have the Crocodile, which is defense and speed. But the defense attack variant is basically done. I just haven't posted it yet, or maybe I have. I'm not sure yet. But Wilder actually took an inspiration from some of the sketches that I had submitted on the Discord, and I think he ran with it, which is quite cool. So and it makes sense. It fits with the lore brilliantly. So I'm happy that he actually took some time to add a lot of weapons, like the basalt, the red hot basalt khopesh, and some gauntlets. And he explained that the reasoning behind why it only has one Seal Rider weapon, the one bite weapon. So that's quite cool. Overall, I like it. The only thing I dislike is I just wanted more color, and I think if he just kept with the outlines, it would have looked great. But he went crazy with the sketching thing for scales, I presume. I think it would have looked better if he just left it instead of like doing the whole cross hatching thing. What do you think?
I think that the cross hatching, if he did it to show emotion, it's definitely giving the psychotic feeling.
But it's more abstract emotion now.
Yes, but I do wish that there was maybe more color and a lot more detail. I think that one can express a lot of what he envisioned with the lore if there was just more detail in it.
Okay, cool. Nice. So what are we going to score this guy? What do you score this guy? You go first.
2.
A 2 out of 7?
Yeah.
I'm going to give Scar a 3 out of 7. I think that's fair. He's only losing 1 bonus point for not having full color. There's a bit of color, but it's not full color.
Agreed.
So otherwise, those other points are there. Entry number 4 is by Juahu Gabriel from Brazil. Born in the Blue Swan, he is an exceptional example of his clan, having served as a Malachite knight and gone through the aggravation of the elders of the Mudflats. He returned to his place of origin and began to train future warriors, and perhaps you are one of them. Our fourth submission is this guy. I can't really tell the name. He doesn't have a name. The lore is right there. So this guy looks to me like he spent a lot of time on multiple clans and areas of the Cryptic Galapagos. I mean, he was a Malachite knight. He came from the Blue Swan clan. He went to the Mudflats and evolved into a Crocodilus variant. and now he's back at where he started, which is, this guy's been all over the place.
I do like this a lot.
So what about it do you like the most?
I love the tail.
The tail. Okay, cool.
I do love the tail, and the fact that he's got the webbed feet. Very nice detail for me. I love his necklace and his little crab. What I do like the most about it, though, is that he gives the impression of, humble wisdom.
Humble warrior,
Humble warrior. He doesn't need to prove himself. He's already done it through experience.
That's actually well said, yeah. The one thing that I am looking for specifically with a lot of these submissions is like very good custom skin patterns, because these are reptiles that have different skin patterns, and seeing, like you said, on the tail, the different skin patterns and different hues, that's nice for me. That's a nice detail for me as well.
Agreed, yeah.
So the only thing I wish was made more clearly, I'm big on eye lines. I want to see a character's eye that also just helps me find its soul. Yeah, just a pupil, something to show me there's the eye, there's the personality. That's one thing I would have wanted.
It's actually funny, because looking at it as it is right now, it almost looks like there's a scar running down his face, but we wouldn't be able to tell, because like you said, unfortunately that detail is missing.
Yeah, and maybe just a stronger outline. Look, I love the armor.
Same.
It's like great. It's definitely like Seal Rider bite armor, and I love the little crab companion. I love a companion that is a crab, so that's my companion as well. But I do appreciate the detail. It's a beautiful silhouette of the character. Powerful silhouette.
Definitely.
I like it a lot. It's just, I wish maybe just like a strong outline or something, just to show a bit of depth. But other than that, this is a solid character.
Definitely.
Very, very happy with it. What do you want to score this guy out of 7?
I'll give him a 5.
A 5. I'm gonna go 4, just because of that eye. That's the only reason. And when it comes to bonus points and things, I mean, it's a marine iguana. It has a companion. It has a weapon. It's full color. It has lore. And it's actually quite simple, the lore, but it does a lot. Hey?
It does,
and,
yeah.
And it's a good evolutionary variant.
His use of color was really nice.
There we go. And the Evo variant is also there. So I'm happy with that one. Entry number 5. Saltative by Gaps. Son of a fisherman in Genovesa Island, attacked by a hawk early in life, crippling his right leg. After that near-death experience, he has been more comfortable in and near the water, where it became amongst one of the fastest swimmers for its age on the island. Spending so much time at sea, became a young prodigy for taming beasts and has pioneered several new companion species. Would you find and talk to it, he would be able to tell you how to befriend some unique and helpful sea life. His companion is a young leather bass, a juvenile companion that passively brings urchin spines and chum to the inventory, has the ability to call an adult leather bass to protect the player from small and medium-sized predators. Okay, so here is Saltative. I really like Saltative. I would say that the first thing that stands out to me is I love the fact that the companion has an ability, and it's specified what the ability is. Like, it's a young leather bass. That means that the ability will probably be that the bigger leather bass attacks or helps the player in some way, and it also restocks its own inventory, meaning that it will never run out.
Yeah.
So this guy stays with you for like on end. It doesn't stop, which I think is great. But that's just me loving the companion side of things. What do you think?
I love the detail. I love that he says he was injured and you can see.
There's a scar.
Yeah.
Even on the tail. I don't know if that's like some sort of metamorphized thing that happened there, or if that's actually just like a scar on the tail.
I think it might have just been a wound that healed that way, but it looks really cool.
Also, the coloring is very, very natural. This is what marine iguanas actually look like. So I think that's pretty cool. The ability is pretty cool. With the urchin things, and then also the fact that this character has like in-world lore is pretty nice. Like, you can go chat to this guy. That's great. There's already established lore for you as a character to interact with this character, which I love. I'd say, I'd definitely say so. It's getting all the bonus points for it. It's a marine iguana. It has a companion. It has a weapon. It's like a small knife.
Yeah.
It's full color. as lore. The only thing that it's like sort of missing is custom armor, and it's not an evolutionary variant that I can tell. So it just loses a point there. But other than that, this is a solid entry. Really like this entry.
I think your opinion on the armor, I agree. It would have been nice to see, and the armor could have added, how do I say, functionality in a way to his injury,
I agree.
to help or protect in a
mean,
way.
He's even missing like a toe there. It looks like.
Yeah.
So that I agree with that completely. The detail that I really appreciate is this is like a level 1 companion pouch, and that is a detail that not a lot of people actually notice. But to me, that's brilliant. Like that's actually, I'm giving this a good score. What would you score Saltative over here?
I'd give them a 6.
A 6. I'm matching your 6. Only for the reason that, like, that type of detail is something I love. Like giving your character like depth already, it's making it easier for me to actually critique it and go through it. So this is like definitely, it's up there for me. Entry number 6, Vigo the Black Scale by Wyvern Guy. Vigo the Black Scale, a melanistic arma iguana. Vigo has fought across the islands of the Galapagos longer than any other. Known as one of the finest swordsmen in the archipelago, most think twice before provoking his wrath. Though many hire his blade for that very reason, long ago, during the midst of the Eldar War, Vigo was inducted into the Malachite Knights, when he was barely old enough to be called an adult. Through training and battle, he became like a brother to the current alpha of the Malachite Knights. And through the bloodshed of war, they saved each other many times. However, after uncovering a terrible secret, Vigo was banished from the Knights, ending things on particularly bitter terms with his former brother. As his brother rose to become alpha male, Vigo wandered the islands, taking up work as a sword for hire. Sometimes a raider, other times a defender, still embittered by his exile. He sought strength that would ensure he'd never suffer a wound so grievous again, like the one that cost him the tip of his tail, delivered by the Malachite Alpha himself. He found that strength in the teachings of the Earth Shells. Alright, so here we have Vigo the Black Scale. He's a melanistic iguana, so that's pretty cool, meaning he's like pitch black. Like there's no like detail color, nothing. He's just a pitch black marine iguana.
Okay.
And it's also evolved into an armor variant, which is a quite nice detail. I can see that very clearly on the side profile.
Yeah.
With the hump there on the head and it's like a very odd shape head crest that I made for the neck spikes. One thing I really like about this character is like the detail on the tail here on the left, and then how that plays into the character's tail being cut off as a part of its exile. That's sick. It's actually very, very cool to me.
That is really nice, yeah. I love the amount of, like you said, detail that this person put through in the tail, in even the weaponry and the armor. I do really wish that it was in color though, even if it was black.
Even a bit, yeah.
Yeah,
like
even
slightly.
if it was just black, or this character is just black, the color would have added just that bit more depth.
The sketch thing works nicely, but the color composition is sometimes tricky with something. I do see that they did make an effort to sort of shade like this back sword here. It's pretty cool.
I do get because I can get like the menacing feeling from the sketch. It feels very menacing, indeed, like very much so. But I do miss the color. Yeah,
the color is important to sell sometimes the character itself.
Yeah.
I mean, it's melanistic. It's pitch black, but you don't see that obviously because it's hard to sketch something pitch black. It can be quite tricky. But we're getting points here for the fact that it is a marine iguana. It has a companion. This was hard for me to see at first. There's no real mention in the summary that I did for the companion, but it has a scorpion companion on the arm there. So
I didn't actually see that.
Yeah, so that it's a pretty cool little detail. It's a scorpion, which I think is quite cool, and you get them on the Galapagos. So that's quite sick. The only place they lose, and they have a weapon, of course. The only place they're losing a bonus point is for the full color. Good lore, really like the lore here, and then also it's sort of tying into the canon characters of the world is quite nice.
Yeah.
And then it has custom armor and it has custom a custom evolutionary variant, or just an evolutionary variant. We're not gonna do 2 points, so that's just 1 point, but that's a total of 5 there. But what would you give this guy? His name again is Vigo the Black Scale. What are we gonna give him out of 7?
I think I'll give Vigo a 4.
A 4. I'm gonna go slightly higher. I'm gonna give him a 5, just for the simple fact that there were 2 drafts. I just decided to include both of them because it's the same character, and I really like the detail on the tail. Like, this is such a unique, like, this is supposed to be a crippling problem for these marine iguanas. They use their tails to swim, and Vigo over here just went like, hell no, I'm not gonna let this stop me. Turned it into a weapon, which is like super badass in my opinion. So that's perfect. Entry number 7, Janius. By day. Once a respected Blue Swarm professor, Janius vanished decades ago on a scouting mission, only to become a lost legend, and one of the Cryptic Galapagos' last guardians against a rising threat. During his expedition he encountered a massive human vessel bearing a single haunting word, Essex. Drawn by curiosity, Janius approached, only to be ambushed. In the chaos he was separated from his mount, left drifting as a storm swallowed him and cast him far from the islands. Though nearly destroyed, Janius survived, guarded by a blue-footed booby and fueled by grief and fury. He grew monstrous in form, his skin echoing the lost whale who once carried him. Now armed with a colossal anchor and driven by a singular purpose, Janius roams the seas, seeking the Essex and vengeance against the ocean that betrayed him. In-game, Janius represents the secret Cacalt variant, unlocked through a hidden quest line. Players who survive these encounters at the map's edge begin a brutal journey to earn his power, facing storms, beasts, and the abyss itself. The Cacalt variant rewards players with immense size, health, abyssal survivability, and the ability to wield massive weapons, becoming a true force of oceanic vengeance. Quite extensive lore on this one. I think it's Janius or Janius. That's how you say it. I'm not quite. I might be wrong. Right off the bat, when you look at this, what do you think? What is one of the first things that comes to mind?
Very heavy.
It feels heavy.
Very heavy.
In character and in atmosphere as well.
Very much so.
The only light part about this is like the cute little booby, the blue-footed booby here on the weapon. So fun fact: this character is actually the lore for this is quite good. I like the lore. And then all these trinkets, all these things, that comes with the open sea. And this is also like a character that will help you evolve into a very specific variant, the Cacalt variant, which is like a defensive attack variant, an alternative to the existing variant, of course. But this guy has a lot of stuff going on. I mean, it looks like he has like creatures on his legs to keep it up. Very, very cool detail, like the barnacle detail, the scarring, or that looks like it was attacked by multiple things.
Yeah.
And the more things that's defeated, the bigger this iguana grows.
Yeah, I do like that detail. I do really like that detail.
There's a lot in this. You can actually like find something new every time you look at this piece, which is quite nice. The only quarrel I again have is like with this eyeline thing. Here you can see it quite nice.
Yeah.
But that pupil is so small in relation to all the other stuff we have to take in. But it's actually very, very well drawn, I think.
Yes, it definitely feels incredibly dramatic.
Yeah, I like it. But yeah, heavy tail. This is like a very, very heavy tail compared to like the nimble tail of an actual iguana. But yeah, it's quite good. I think they did a good job on this one. And the lore is also quite solid. Very, very nice. It's also like a very an angry iguana that wants to find the boat that it encountered initially. But yeah, what are we gonna give this one?
I'll give it a 5.
I'm gonna match you. I'm also gonna give it a 5. There's not much I can honestly improve on this. It's just I think they draws the most beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
It's very chaotic.
their pieces are like insane. It's great to look at. It's just I'm looking for a silhouette, but
Yeah.
that's just me being full of nonsense, honestly. But it's very very well drawn. I like the weapons. I think it looks very humanoid to me, which is fine. It's cool. I just would like to see some more like animalistic things in this character. Like it's still an iguana at heart. You know?
Yes, I do agree. I do feel in some ways there's a lot of things that fade within the background that make it a bit difficult to, at first glance, see exactly what it is that you're looking at.
Yeah.
But it is a beautiful drawing.
But even like I'm gonna zoom in a bit. Like even if I see that, like that there I can see this is like a character.
Yeah.
But yeah, very very good piece. So that you said 5.
Yes, very
and
nice.
5, and then also they matched all the bonus points. So the marine iguana has a companion, has a weapon, full color, good lore, and a custom armor as well. Entry number 8, Curious Scale by Strigi. A young and always curious fellow, Curious Scale lives near the coast of the island with his family, who dive for algae and other marine plants for food and medicinal use. He is constantly filled with wonder, always carrying his book, ink, and a fish bone to draw and write down everything he sees, catches, and observes. His family is well adapted to water, extremely fast and agile, able to evade dangerous predators and hostile encounters with ease. Their speed extends to the land as well, though their swiftness comes at a cost. They lack thick skin, scales, or armor, instead having a smooth, delicate skin that leaves them vulnerable to attack. Curious Scale is often seen diving along the coasts, especially in coral reefs, where he documents marine fauna and takes meticulous notes. He has a cuttlefish companion named Goob, who provides him with ink in exchange for small fish. The ink is used for writing and drawing, and can also serve as a repellent against predators. Goob is housed in a spacious tide pool enclosure, carefully planted with coral and marine flora to ensure a low-stress enriching environment for the cephalopod. This is Curious Scale, a young little guy. I love the color on this.
Yeah,
This
the color
good
is
color.
really
It's
nice.
very very colorful iguana, and
I love the squid.
I love Goob.
Yeah, Goop
I
is
love
cool.
Goob. Goob is cool, and it's. I think the connection between Curious Scale loving to draw everything he
Yeah.
sees, and this Goob providing him with ink, that is a incredible detail. Like that just is an embodiment of a good companion in my eyes. So
100%. Yeah.
it feels a bit like this is a custom iguana as well, because the tail is very much different. So I'm gonna give it. There's no armor, so it was tricky for me to actually figure out. Well, we can't give that bonus point for, because is it an evolutionary variant? There's no armor though, but I'm gonna give the point just because the tail is significantly different, and then but there's no weapon. To me, that's a big deal.
Yeah, I don't
There's,
see.
I mean, there's a weapon down here on this little side sketch, but the main composition doesn't have a weapon. Sadly, so that's the only point we lose there. But otherwise,
He's a
brilliant.
lover, not a fighter.
Exactly. I love the little details here that just shows the. I'll give you a fish, you give me some ink, and then
Yeah.
stonks. I love that.
Yeah, I was also
That's
looking
hilarious.
at that.
That's a great. And then also, this is the first time I've heard of a companion actually getting like its own little tide pool that it can chill in, and
That is very sweet.
it feels like this character would take very good care of their companions and has a lot of respect for the nature around them. So I love this little iguana. Perfect
Yeah.
stuff. And I sort of like the exaggerated proportions on the feet and stuff. It's actually very very cool. And the color, how can you not like this color?
Yeah, I do love the color.
And I love Goob. I'm literally gonna give a whole point just for Goob. 'Cause we love Goob. I'm gonna give this a 5 out of 7. What do you think? Same.
5, yeah.
Oh, good composition, good creature design, and it's giving me a very good atmosphere, like very happy, happy to be here type deal.
Yeah.
I think.
And we love Goop.
We love the different emotions that these entries have, and this one is just telling me, happy to be here. Entry number 9 by Waven Guy. A fast and curious islander equipped with a weaved sun hat, sun-scale poncho, cactus halberd, and plenty of storage pouches for collecting and documenting findings. Accompanied by a swift companion, this OC is built as the player's personal character in the Cryptic Galapagos, absolutely geared for exploration, survival, and let's be honest, breaking that in-game economy with all that resource gathering potential. So our next entry doesn't have a name, it's just, it is what it is, and yeah, there's also not a ton of lore, it's just background on what the character is, essentially just aiding the composition by saying what we see. But I really do enjoy that there's a lot of time also put into this character. Like there's a poncho. The poncho has this detail I really like. There's a Sunscale logo or like icon or emblem on the back of the poncho showing that this is where it probably came from, is the Sunscale clan. Good weapon design.
Yeah.
That's a solid cactus weapon. And then also this is a crocodilus iguana.
I love the tail.
And then one thing I really do think is sick is the pouches on the tail.
Agreed, yeah.
That is something, I saw this and I thought that would make a lot of sense for these iguanas to carry like baggage on their tail, because their tails are so strong, so they can do it.
Yeah.
And then how can you hate this hat? Like this is such a quirky little cosmetic thing, and I'm here for it. Like I want that hat. I'm wearing that hat. And then also the little companion on the hand, which is also like quite cool. I remember them saying that this is like an eagle or a falcon or something.
Okay.
So that's also a quite cool detail there. So it's ticking all the boxes. Weapon, companion, marine iguana. Just obviously no color.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
I do miss that, but I do like that even if there is no color, they still put the detail in the face and the scales.
I like this one.
Yeah.
I'm saying that to all of them, but I really do like it. But I think it feels very stoic to me, and it feels like this could be a custom character. It's taking something that we've established in the world, which is the crocodilus iguana, and it's just absolutely elaborated that design by just adding stuff to it and making it better. Yeah, like you said. Let's score this guy. What do we think?
Sure. I'll give it a 5.
I'm giving it slightly higher just because I designed this iguana and someone is actually spending time to add stuff to it, and I think that's great, while actually respecting the original design by adding all the scales. So I'm giving this guy a 6 out of 7. So I'm quite happy with that. Entry number 10, Admiral by Solid Steel. They cast me into the storm, thinking the gods would decide. The gods did. I survived. Admiral was born with strange translucent scales, the color of a grey-blue sky. His parents, seeing this as an ominous omen, offered him to the storm god, leaving him alone in a hurricane. Miraculously he survived, even as a newborn, and was discovered by a retired Malachite knight. This knight became his adoptive father and mentor, teaching him swordsmanship, chivalry and self-worth. Yet whenever they visited the nearby village, younglings mocked Admiral's unusual scales. Shame settled in his heart like rust on a blade. Eventually he fled deep into the jungle, where there was no pity, no cruelty, only survival. There Admiral hunted, trained and endured. He gazed into the moonlit pools and rain-soaked leaves, until the reflection he once hated became a source of pride. He realized he didn't need the world's validation. He was beautiful because he chose to be. Now Admiral walks the world not as an outcast, but as a proud, polished warrior, elegant, disciplined, and dazzling. He stands tall in the face of adversary, bearing the storm-born legacy in every strike and stare. His translucent scales shimmer like the sky before a tempest, a quiet reminder that some are not forged in warmth, but in wind and thunder. Admiral also has a mount, Ivory. After saving a group of seal riders from a human raid, Admiral was gifted a rare leopard seal pup. He named her Ivory, and set her out to train her. At first Ivory was stubborn and disobedient, but with patience and mutual respect she grew to love and trust him. Now Admiral and Ivory fight as one, striking like a bolt of lightning and vanishing just as swiftly. A ferocious bonded duo shaped by the storm. This is Admiral. So we have a marine iguana, has a weapon, has a companion. It has nice color, like very, very bold coloring, and then it has some very good lore, underdog type lore, and a custom veiled variant. This looks a lot like it's giving a lot of dinosaur vibes, don't you think?
Yeah,
like, especially with this
I'm
crest.
feeling like what is it? Those
Triceratops,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
or just something like a Diabloceratops or something like. But I like the lore on this. It's like with the translucent skin, you can see they actually went to go draw all the blue, the grey blue details in there. Like a very simple sketch.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like is this weapon.
Yeah,
like,
it's reminding me of like almost like Arabian Night kind of.
Yeah, it's just it feels slightly out of place. Like not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just it feels like a generic like a Zelda weapon or something you would see. Like it feels a bit anime for me. But there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that's one of my notes.
Yeah.
But the character is cool. Like it has these extreme. So this is a veiled variant, but it's customized heavily. So
Okay.
but that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. And fun fact, this guy also has a mount, which is a leopard seal, and their name is Ivory.
Okay.
And Ivory is like a cool mount, which is like wasn't needed to add a mount to the submission, but you know what, Solid did, and it's cool. Admiral has his own mount.
It is.
So that's pretty cool. And then
and
this
companion.
See this. So that's the only thing that bothers me. But there's a companion, but there's no mention of the companion.
Okay. Yeah.
So there's a bird. It looks to me like a puffin, like a puffin from Norway or wherever they're from. Can't remember. Someone fact check me on that. But yeah, there's no mention of the companion. There's nothing wrong with it. You don't have to. It just had to. There just had to be a companion.
Yeah.
But I would have loved to know.
Yeah, it would have been nice to have added him into the lore or to understand where or why.
Because look, the main rules are it needs to be a marine iguana, it needs to have a weapon, it needs to have a companion. So it's cool if we can elaborate on those points, but it's not a deal breaker. But yeah, it's cool. I like the color, like the bold coloring is just something I don't do a lot. So when I see it, it makes me giddy. So it's quite cool. What do we think about Admiral?
Admiral is cool. I do think I would give him a 3.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go slightly higher. I'm gonna give him a 4, just because of the simple fact that I like the bold coloring, and then also it's good lore. The lore makes sense. If there wasn't lore, I wouldn't have understood what this character is about. But it's like a very good underdog story.
Yeah, I do like the story. I wish there was more information on his companion. I think
agree.
that's where it lost
And
the
the
point
sword.
for me.
I feel like
Yeah.
I felt there was like a good idea for the character, and the companion and the sword was like, oh yeah, I had to add that, and just an afterthought. But it's a good solid entry.
Yeah,
Perfect.
definitely.
Cool. Entry number 11 by Banjocart. The Goular variant of iguana specializes in heavy bite force and slightly buffed defense. Due to their massively oversized heads, they are clumsy and slow on 2 legs, instead sprinting on all 4s if they can help it. They tend to be one of the shortest evolutionary subspecies, but don't let their height fool you. They are tenacious and gluttonous. Their bite heals heavy damages and allows them to lock onto a target with immense pressure. It takes a lot to detach from them once they've got a hold of you. Alright, so our next entry is by Banjocart. So this is not like a specific character, like this is more like I would say a variant that was specified by, it's called the Goular variant. It almost sounds like Goular, just like the Solskjaer alpha male. So this is like very different.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. Like I really like the fact that this is a complete shift, a pivot to like the normal thing, but it is a marine iguana variant at heart. So it's getting that point. His weapon is a companion. It's full color. It has some good lore here. It explains what it's all about. It's a slow, clumsy little guy, better on all 4s. So there is a bit of depth to this character. But yeah, it's a strange guy. these guys bite very, very, very well, and they have like very strong jaw strength. It seems like it's a lot like a whale. Like
Yeah.
this head shape is very, very whale to me. Like it looks like a cetacean-y, if you ask me. So you said something about like very, very strong jaw muscles.
Yeah, it would have to. I almost picture I picture this guy almost as one, if it had to hunt, it would be one of those that would just sit with its mouth open until something
I get that.
crawls by.
I get that. The only tricky part is these guys eat algae. Like they're vegetarian. That's
Yeah.
exclusively what they eat. So it would make sense if that be the case, if they ate like small creatures or whatever, but they're strictly vegetarian. So this, maybe it evolved to, now we can really get creative with it and wonder, like maybe it evolved so that it needs like protein or something, or I don't know. Its organs evolve differently so it can actually handle meat or anything like that. Let's see, there's a little companion up top here which looks like a normal finch, and that's fine. Nothing was said about the finch. This sword looks like this is a sword that was in water for a very long time. It sort of fades into the text a bit, but I can assume that this is a sword on a stick,
Yeah.
which is sort of completely what scavenging iguanas would forge. So it's quite cool detail.
What I do like is that even though it is a sword, it still has features that is within the world.
Correct. Yeah.
It's not just, a sword taken.
Yeah, it's not. It is. You can see it was weathered. It's definitely been in water for a while. It's been crafted in some way to be used as a distance weapon.
Are they vegetarian?
It doesn't say it here, but marine iguanas are.
Okay.
Why?
No, they're tenacious and gluttonous. Their bite deals heavy damage. They're tenacious and gluttonous. Gluttonous for?
Yeah, it's. I wouldn't say that's a law-breaking detail, because it might be just justified in some other form. But I do really like the creativity. It had to take a lot of thought to actually figure out how this guy would make sense. I would have loved to get another sense of scale. They look like they're small in this little sketch here, so they might be small little guys. But I like this. This is very
I like
creative.
the short but feisty.
And the skin, it's like a very humble
Yes.
skin. I like it. It's very, very cool. So what are we gonna rate this guy out of 7? What are your thoughts?
I'm gonna give him a 5.
I'm gonna give him a 6 out of 7, just because the sheer amount of time it had to take to actually figure out what this guy would look like, and then just the attention to detail, like good shading, good composition, good scale work up top. Even this cute little fun little sketch at the bottom. It's very, very creative. Entry number 12, Urkon, by day. Once a forsaken hatchling from the colony grounds, Urkon was taken in by a wealthy nest, but never truly welcomed. He suffered beatings and ridicule from his adoptive siblings, yet stayed for one reason, a forbidden love. Though they were never allowed to be together, he cherished her above all. Determined to prove his worth, Urkon rose to the ranks of the Malachite Knights and uncovered their deepest secret, the power of immortality. But when he returned to her, it was too late. She had died. In agony, he took his own life to find her in the spirit realm. There he held her once more, but she lacked the Malachite essence needed to return. He searched desperately until he found an ancient artifact, a Malachite coffin shaped like an iguana. But that ritual went awry. Instead of saving her, it erased her entirely, her soul, her memory, her very existence, replaced by the first shadow of the wild hunt. Though Urkon no longer remembers her name, the grief and rage remain. Abandoning the night, he forged the Fulgurite greatsword, a weapon born from sand and lightning, and now leads the wild hunt, a spectral army of his fallen allies. Gameplay mechanics. The Malachite coffin is a rare artifact found only in the spirit realm. Using it lets you summon shadows of fallen allies, but at a cost. To power them, you must sacrifice companions. Left unchecked, they attack friend and foe alike. However, if wielded with the Fulgurite greatsword, created by striking a Malachite sword during a storm, and reforging it, you gain full control over the hunt. With it, You can coordinate devastating group attacks and summon a spectral mount, transforming your wrath into a relentless force of destruction. Okay, so for this submission, it's from Day on Discord. This is another full color piece. Like,
It's crazy.
it's crazy. It goes quite hard. There's a lot of atmosphere in this picture. If you read the lore, they added extensive lore, so
It
there's a lot of
embodies her
lore.
lore.
I can see all the stuff that was brought off, like the coffin in the back, this insane sword, and then this boar. Like, there are boars on the Galapagos,
The boar is
and this
amazing.
goes hard. I mean,
Love
this goes
the
hard.
boar, yes.
The only thing that, like, is this a mask? Like, it looks like this looks like a boar skull or something,
I
or
know
like
what you're saying, yeah.
something happened here. It doesn't feel a lot like a marine iguana. I think this is a mask. I don't know. But the tail's kick-ass. I like this tail. The only thing that I think I need to, like, print this out on a massive poster and look
Yeah.
at it and appreciate it, because if you look at this from far, you lose a lot of that detail. So another thing that I really do like about this piece is, like, this ominous, it's called, like, the wild hunt.
Yeah,
like
it's like a
these
frenzy.
spirits, or, like, you can see they're everywhere. You can't really pick them out. Like, here in the front, I can see there's a guy walking there, like a
Yeah.
little iguana there. But I would have loved to see, like, this. The sheer numbers are probably bleeding into each other because they're spirits.
I do think so. It's. I do wish though that there was just that bit of definition, because I couldn't understand what I was looking at until I read the lore.
Yeah.
And
Goes
even
hard.
then, I at one point couldn't understand why we were seeing feet next to her until.
But now it makes complete
Yeah,
sense.
now it makes complete
Like, you
sense.
need that lore, and
Yeah.
that's why the lore is there, to aid you in helping the composition to understand what you're seeing. Because
Yeah, for
otherwise,
sure.
like, what's the coffin for? But I like the whole lore with the sword, the Malachite sword needing to be, like, buried into sand, and with a thunderstorm, it makes a lot of sense. It could work. This is another, like, they draw some heavy stuff.
She does. She does.
Very, very heavy.
Very heavy.
So this is quite good. I like the detail in the back. It's very good color composition as well. What are we gonna score this one? The only thing that's missing here, once again, sadly, is a companion.
Yeah.
I don't see a companion here. The boar, I guess, but it's a mount. But the rest, everything is there. So we're only losing 1 point. I'm gonna give this one a 6 out of 7, just because it had to take so much time to draw this. It's good work. It's extensively thought out lore.
I think for this one I'll give it a 5.
Okay, that's good. Entry 13, Skut, by Solid Steel. A wall does not choose what to let through, but a warrior must. Skut is a Nosceros-strain iguana born into a family of 9. He spent his youth caring for his siblings and his crippled father, preparing meals, patching scrapes, and standing between them and any threat. He was always the biggest of the brothers, both in size and in heart. Caring for so many wasn't easy, but Skut loved it. It gave him purpose. Once his brothers were old enough to stand on their own, Skut decided it was time to help others beyond his home. He wandered the islands and eventually discovered the earth shells. Though reluctant to face their brutal trial, he accepted, fighting not with fury but with sheer endurance and unyielding will. He emerged victorious, earning the right to follow the Nosceros path. Now Skut travels the Galapagos as a star-walled protector. He feeds the hungry, shields the vulnerable, and offers his strength freely to anyone in need. He doesn't seek glory, but to those he saves, he is nothing short of a hero. Skut also has a mount named Brontes. Skut is known for his great cooking, but in his younger days he was awful at it. Every day he tried to improve, but if a dish wasn't tasty enough, he'd throw it out. Unbeknownst to him, a young elephant seal had been eating every discarded meal. One day while cooking, Skut was attacked by an aggressive sea lion. The elephant seal, whom Skut later named Brontes, leapt to his defense and chased the attacker off. From that moment, the two became inseparable. Skut now sews giant kelp blankets for Brontes to sleep on, and in battle Brontes charges like an avalanche, crushing enemies with unstoppable bulk, a bond of loyalty forged through food and fierce protection. Alright, so for our next entry, we have a Noceros iguana. It's quite cool. I think this is a very, very well drawn Noceros variant. Like the
Yeah.
scale detail.
The details.
And
are
I had to
nice.
draw all these scales in high definition. It is definitely not easy. Like a lot of creators actually drawing reptiles, it's a nightmare to draw all these scales. Like every circle is like you drawing a circle. So lore wise, I think a lot of the like the previous entry, I think number 2, it's actually very humble to see like these big
Yeah.
brutes just being like good characters. Like they're taking care of their own. They're like a hero type deal.
Yeah, even the drawing or the way it was drawn, you feel just he's a humble guy.
Exactly. It feels like a very protective figure.
Yeah.
Although this is a custom character, it's hitting. It's everything is fine with it. So it's a marine iguana. It has a companion. It has a weapon. There's no color though. It has good lore, and it is a custom variant or evolutionary variant. The only thing that I feel is missing here is just elaboration on like any of the like weapons or companion. What are your notes on this?
I wish there was a bit more personality.
Maybe some color. Like color would be great.
I think so.
but-
You know, it reminds me, I don't know, it's going to sound very funny now, but you know Captain America?
Mhm.
He's like perfect. No scars, no this,
Nothing,
no that. I've always found him to be as well very...
Stock standard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's something as simple as just making your character feel like it's been through a lot.
Yeah.
Like I think that's quite good. Make no mistake, this is a brilliantly drawn
Extremely detailed.
Noceros iguana, very well detailed. I like it. And just for that reason, I'm scoring it quite nicely. But I would have loved. Just imagine this thing with like a dope pattern. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Just
I
that'd be
also,
cool.
I just wish that they elaborated on their companion a bit.
I don't know what bird this is. There has to be like I think it might be. There is a bird that looks like this on the Galapagos, and I cannot for the life of me remember what it's called. But it's just like a seafaring bird. But yeah, I just want some. Just say what it is.
Anything.
Like, but I don't know what that is.
Where, how it was found, why.
Yeah, look, as the companions are very important to your iguanas. Like they help you because it just is how it is. All right, so I'm gonna give this guy, because I really do appreciate the immense amount of scaling detail.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a 5 out of 7.
It would have been a 5 for me, but I really wish he would have elaborated on his companion a bit more. So it's a 4.
Entry 14. Don Guamoyadira by Gaps. An old salt scale, a weathered marine iguana whose leathery hides bears the light. Salt-stained patina of decades spent navigating treacherous coastal trade routes. His back is hunched from years of battling reef-choked currents and tangled island passages, but his stride remains steady, like the tide itself. Age has settled on him like barnacles on a hole. He's thicker now, slower, but strong enough to turn a whale if he has to. Gruff yet generous, Don Guamo has seen it all. Storms that split shells in half, corrupt patrol beasts at port, and outposts where a hot meal is worth more than malachite. He rarely wastes words, but when he speaks, it's with the blunt honesty of someone who's earned the right to be heard. He doesn't run freight for glory, but for his family, tucked away on a distant island, every hole feeds a village, patches a roof, or pays off another month for the hatchlings he loves more than life itself. His transport? A massive minke whale named Duke, his companion for weeks at sea. Before every voyage, Don Guamo taps a token twice against Duke's side and whispers an old sea prayer. Some call it superstition, he calls it insurance. A loyal Sargasso shearwater follows him on every journey, its piercing call an early warning of danger. It's like keen eyes watching his back. On duty, he carries a long shark-toothed spear forged to fend off wild crustaceans and aggressive sea lions that threaten his cargo. Don Guamo's loyalty is legendary, but it must be earned. To outsiders he's a crusty old rider with sunburnt scales and a permanent scowl, but to those he shows respect, he becomes a sharp-witted mentor who knows every current, every hidden shore, every shortcut carved by the sea. In-game, a seasoned veteran who teaches players the art of riding sea mammals and navigating open waters. He might also reveal secret paths and shortcuts to those who earn his trust. If the sea goes quiet, you shut up and listen. She's either hiding a gift or winding up a punch. Trust the beast beneath you, kid. It's all you've got out here. Our next entry is Don Guamo, or I'm just going to say Don Guamo. Without a doubt, this is a brilliant character. This feels like an old marine iguana. He's hunched over. He looks like a menacing, scrawly, get off my lawn type guy, and it feels like such an uncle. He has such uncle energy.
It's Uncle Guamo.
I love it, Uncle Guamo. It works. Like very Jabba the Hutt, almost like you said. And everything is here. The weapon is there. The companion. He has a mount and a companion.
Yeah.
And the lore for this guy is brilliantly written. It feels tangible. It feels like it's already established. And it also has a little piece of dialogue at the top there.
Yeah, he is really cool. Only thing I can say is I really wish he was in color.
Yeah, that really adds something to it.
Yeah.
Look, there's great shading, like the grayscale shading, but the color would have just added to it. But it's very, very well drawn. I just love the lore so much. The lore adds so much to the character itself. That's why I've asked everyone to just add some lore. The lore is there. The only thing that's not there is that there's no particular armor or like a evolutionary variant type deal, but it just looks like a weathered marine iguana, and there's nothing wrong with that. So
I think it's so cool because if you had to put it in game now, he would fit in perfectly.
Absolutely, this looks like it will match in world perfectly. So I'm scoring this quite generously. I'm scoring this guy a 7 out of 7. What do you think?
I think that because the only reason why is because it's not in color, I'm giving him a 6.
Okay, that's fair enough. Entry 15, Distant Tides by Niyo. Distant Tides is a bit of a recluse, a sleek and color-changing variant who has decided it's more worthwhile to flee and hide than fight. His eccentricities run as wide as they do deep, especially with regards to cephalopods. He is widely regarded as a sort of octopus whisperer and seeks to gain the hidden wisdoms his companions provide. A number of species are under his employ, primarily Galapagos octopuses, but also a number of other, less common species. He's taken particular interest in a surprisingly social, striped sort of octopus that settled nearby as of late, and hopes to figure out how to get the less social of his charges to at least get along. One could say that he's trying to herd boneless cats. So here's our next submission. Distant Tides is this guy. Very simple sketch, to the point. What do you think? You tell me what you think.
I think based on the lore, this guy is a bit quirky. He reminds me of like a really scaly chameleon.
Yeah.
That loves
Someone said in the Discord like cat lady. I love that.
He gives that vibe.
Yeah. And I love the ending line of like herding boneless cats. I think this guy is pretty unique that this iguana, which is a veiled variant that changes color and camouflages, enjoys the company of the cephalopods that changes color. So I think that's pretty cute. But now really nice. That note, with the color changing, I would have loved to see some color.
It would have been great.
It would have helped a lot. Just like a simple, like something very simple, just to see. And then I'm guessing the ringed octopus that he's talking about is probably like a blue ring octopus, maybe, which is a very, very venomous octopus.
Yes.
But it's actually very cool to me that there are so many octopi or octopuses, and it's cute. This is a very cute character. I like the vibe of this character.
Yeah, he is cute. I do wish that it was drawn in just a way that I could see where its eye was meant to be.
Like a clear silhouette.
Yeah, it would have been nice for a clear silhouette or a bit more refined detail.
I guess, yeah. but that's cool. What are we gonna score this guy? I'm gonna give it a 3.
I think I'll match your 3
A 3.
with this one.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Entry 16. Salu, the Travelling Merchant, by Lefunky One. From town to town, Salu sells his exotic goods, curious flora, rare materials, and masterly crafted tools. All can be bought from Salu, the Travelling Merchant. He has a companion, a Galapagos leaf-tailed gecko. Our next iguana is Salu, the Travelling Merchant.
Very cool.
So the thing that I enjoy about this traveling merchant is just it's very different. It's not a warrior. There's nothing wrong with characters being warriors. I mean, my character is definitely gonna be a badass warrior character, but this is like a humble traveling merchant that just wants to sell his goods, and I appreciate the detail in this, like even the subtle scale work and this like weapon, and you can barely see it, but it says companion is a Galapagos leaf-toed
I was
gecko.
looking for that now, yeah.
There he is,
Okay.
and they camouflage. So if you didn't
Very
see
cool.
it did his job.
Yeah.
So that's quite good.
Very cool.
I like it. You can also see some subtle like pattern here on the iguana, which is quite nice.
Yeah, just again, I really am missing the color for this one as well.
You just love your color.
I do.
You love your color. It just takes a lot of time to draw all this color, I find, especially when I'm working on stuff that needs color. It takes so much time.
It does.
So, but like just composition wise, I really love this piece. So yeah, I'm happy with this one. What do you think?
Yeah, I love the detail in it as well.
I like the gecko. This is the first gecko I've seen. I think there weren't any other geckos. Oh, there was lava lizards, but gecko, like this is a gecko. And they are there. And then all the detail on the back, as you can see, this one is open here. There's like a scroll at the top. Not quite sure what that is, but it looks quite cool. And then like, yeah, it's pretty sick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna score this guy a 6 out of 7. It's because I've never seen a traveling merchant character, and it's just a very unique take on a custom character.
Yeah. Even though, me and my color,
Yeah.
I do miss the color, but I will also give him a 6.
Right. That's maybe the only
Based
reason.
on the concept.
Yes. That's maybe the only thing I'm also missing. I would have loved to see some creative skin patterns or something,
Yeah.
but that is the only place where we are losing a bit of points. But it's a solid concept.
It
Love
is, yes.
Entry number 17. Drar by Walder. When Drar was a simple recruit, he looked up to the alpha male, Goular, like a hero, and aspired to be like him, working hard in his training and paying attention to every word and battle move. Goular noticed this and began to favor Drar. He saw potential and had the intention to hone it. He gave Drar more tips and lessons. Drar quickly graduated and took his new armor and vow of silence with pride and honor. He was assigned to a colony on Vulcan Island, one that was famous for being raided constantly. After his vow, interacting with other iguanas became difficult, but he soon learned how to communicate through body language. During this time at the colony, Drar became known for the paranoia he displayed and his thirst for violence, though nowhere near Scar's level. He also became famous for teaching himself battle strategy, creating booby traps, and even training male colony members in combat, using every resource he could muster. This is how he was eventually promoted to commander, though surprising to him, he was given a turtle to ride all the way back to his colony. Ironically, this turtle, meant as simple transport, became Drar's close friend. He named it Crunch. When Drar arrived home, he was given his own battalion of knights to lead. He became quite a unique leader, training his forces not only in combat, but also in battle strategy, paranoia, and the love for violence, unlike Goular, who focused solely on fighting skills. After his promotion, Drar became known for his secrecy, even by the salt scale standards, to the point where other commanders made practical jokes about it, often stating that his favorite phrase was, "You didn't see anything." Here is entry number 17, Drar by Wilder. First thoughts on Drar. Drar is a marine iguana. We get a point there. He has a weapon. I don't see a companion. There's no companion there.
No,
There's
I'm
a
not
big
seeing one.
There's a big shadow there. It might actually be Crunch.
You think that would be his turtle?
I think so. Look, there's a big fin there, and then
Mm.
there's a fin up top. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I only read like this piece of lore that I just read to you now.
Yeah.
But it would make sense because it's in the back, and like Crunch is basically his companion in here, so I wouldn't blame that. But I'm not gonna give that point, sadly, because we need a companion, and then Crunch is a mount.
Yeah. Maybe if he had some details so we could maybe know.
Correct. I think it's also very poetic. That Wilder actually made a commander, a Malachite commander, because he is a Malachite Knight commander on the Patreon. Fun fact for those who don't know.
That is cool.
But yeah. So this. I think this is a. He also added color now compared to Scar.
Yeah.
This actually looks like Goular, the alpha male skin pattern. Like a lot of the Malachite Knight stuff I drew had this like slight teal blue and like the striping on. So it's not all of them have this pattern. It's just like the majority of them do have this particular pattern. Don't know why I did it like that. I think it might have just been maybe like a generational thing. But I just thought it appropriate. I think it looked neat.
I do like his armor.
Yeah, this is Malachite armor, so it's like one of the best armors in the Galapagos. And
I must say he has quite a commanding presence.
Absolutely, and especially if you read the lore, like my guy has been everywhere. Like he's all over the place. So, yeah, I like Scar more in lore, but I like this piece better.
Yeah, he presented this one.
Yes, for the actual composition.
Really nicely.
So Clarissa, what with? Okay, so bonus points. We said it's marine iguana. There's a weapon that looks like a mace, a malachite mace.
Yeah.
And then bonus points for armor.
Yes.
There's lore, and we have. I'm giving the full color point.
Yes, definitely,
full color, yeah.
for sure.
So, what are you gonna score this guy? I'm thinking I'm giving him a 4 out of 7.
I think I'm gonna give him a 3. It would have been a 4 if we had to have a companion that we were sure was there.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I think it's also interesting to see what companions Malachite Knights would have.
Yeah.
Because they're so stoic and so quiet. It would make sense that they have the little guy just chilling with him all the time to keep them sane, sort of. Because they have to be very stoic. But yeah, that was great. Next. Entry 18. Verde by Solid Steel. Many years ago, Verde was an aspiring blacksmith, as he was from the Obsidian Iguanas clan. He spent many hours of the day working on blades and armor, honing his skills. But one fateful day, he was focused on his blacksmithing. He didn't notice the signs of an impending hurricane. He was swept up in the storm and assumed dead by many of his family. However, he survived and was washed up on the coast of Ecuador. He was taken in by the local tribe and nursed back to health. He was welcomed by the tribe and trained in their ways of hunting and fighting, believing the Galapagos to be destroyed by the hurricane he was in. He never attempted to return. He learned to love his new family and used his old blacksmith skills to create new armor for the tribe. But an unexpected disease ravaged the tribe after only 2 years of living there, leaving only Verde left. Heartbroken, Verde lays his found family to rest and then built a raft to go back to the Galapagos, only to find out that the islands were not destroyed, but his old family was. He now stalks the land as a vengeful crusader, delivering justice to those who deserve it. His grief fuels him. Alrighty, here we have Verde. Verde by Solid Steel. This is Solid Steel's third entry. I'm gonna give you the lead. What do you think?
I'm loving the Aztec vibe.
Yes, I think in the lore he went to the South America. Ecuador, yeah, and then it's actually a very depressing origin story.
Sad.
I'm gonna be very honest.
Truly.
It's very chaotic. That because there was a storm, and then he went to Ecuador. They died of a disease. They came back. His family was gone. He's just roaming the wilds and absolutely, I don't know what he's vengeful for, but
I think he's just
vengeful.
griefs, like he's
Yeah.
in his grief, truly.
What I do like, and this is a small detail that I think we have to assume, he brought a little guy all the way from that side of the world. There's a little armadillo guy.
Very
This looks like a pink furry armadillo or like a It's a little guy, a little armadillo, and
I love his weapon.
he still hasn't elaborated on like his companion, but I'm gonna leave it because this companion compared to the other two has way more thought put into it.
Yes, and a lot more detail.
Yes, and I'm here for it. The Aztecs did actually
Yeah.
use obsidian weapons, so it's actually very fitting that Verde has all these obsidian weapons, and this is like heavily stylized, which is very inviting, and it makes sense.
Yes.
Like it makes sense, and because the lore explains it. So I'm a big fan of this one.
Yeah, same. I like him.
I almost want to say this is my favorite one of Solid Steel, but
Agreed.
I do like Skut. If he gave Skut color, I would have loved Skut more, but this is number one for me.
This one's my favorite.
I like this one very much. But yeah, very happy with it. What are you gonna score Verde out of 7?
I think I'm going to give Verde a 5.
I'm also matching your 5. I'm gonna give him a 5 out of 7. This is my favorite one from Solid Steel.
Agreed.
Entry number 19, Irid the Iguana by Abdullah. Irid is an iguana who comes from the Inca tribe in the desert and has survived 3 wars, but has flashbacks on the days his comrades lived. It's been 3 years since the tribe, once a mighty general, now a husk wandering the empty desert hoping to redeem himself. Alongside him is his companion Kai, the Komodo dragon. They get by on local cactus fruit and enjoy training together. Our second last entry is Irid, the iguana. Comes from the Inca tribe. Clarissa, what are your thoughts on this one?
Very stylistic.
Very stylistic, yes.
Yes. I feel like it takes me back to my childhood days of watching Cartoon Network.
I'll tell you one thing, I feel very bad for Irid, but because so many wars, 3 wars.
Yeah,
like,
that's a lot.
That's a lot of trauma, and I think that's why Irid has a little tear running down their face.
Yeah, from his PTSD.
I'll tell you one thing that is a bit of a pet peeve for me for this one. Nothing wrong with the iguana, but how on earth did Irid manage? Yeah, how on earth did Irid manage to tame a Komodo dragon?
I would love to know. I'd love to know Irid's ways.
That is some crazy stuff. Like,
and to live off cactus fruit.
yeah, it's definitely like a vegan Komodo dragon. I actually thought funny that the Komodo dragon took a bite out of Irid's arm here because
Oh shit.
Kai wants some protein. But yeah, I'm guessing it's a vegan Komodo dragon. But yeah, what do we think about Irid? Very simple lore, very simple style choice. I think I'm going to score this guy 2 out of 7.
Okay. I enjoyed the fact that they used color.
You got your color.
I got my color, so I'll give him a 3.
Okay. Entry number 20, Ran by Day. Ran, a sun-scale iguana turned shadow, is a living remnant of the Eldar War, the bloodiest conflict in the Cryptic Galapagos. Once a loyal soldier, she was left blind and stranded behind enemy lines. Near death, she made a fateful pact with the salt-scale captain, one who would later rise to power as an elder. Under his guidance, Ran was transformed. After a mysterious black jade fell from the heavens, beasts began to stir across the Galapagos. This celestial shard twisted her fate. Her once scorched arms regrew long and serpentine. Her vision returned, but altered forever. Her scales blackened, her body no longer fully iguana. She became one of the first shadows of the Cryptic Galapagos. Armed with a black jade spear that extinguishes the light and the souls of its victims, and accompanied by a racist snake that sees her for her, Ran is both assassin and legend. To most, she is a ghost tale, to others a weapon on a leash, but to those who truly know her, a burning sense of justice still glows within. Black jade is a rare stone requiring specific trials to unlock its power. Successfully bonding with it transforms the player into one of the 12 variants tied to the zodiac-like earth branches. Ran embodies the sea branch, a serpentine attack speed variant with unnatural limb strikes and expanded reach. The black jade also powers weapons that block resurrection from the spirit realm. If slain by such weapons, players must rely on an NPC or a malachite lantern to navigate back to life. Rand's combat style forces players to reposition constantly, defending from unnatural angles. Her strikes fast, wide and deadly. She is the serpent in the dark, swift and coiled, waiting for weaknesses. At your service, Elder. You may address me as Ran. Alright, Clarissa, here we are. This is the last entry from Day as well. Ran, a sun-scale iguana. And
Ran
Ran? Is that how you say it?
is awesome.
You think so? I know so.
Yeah.
I love this. Like I can't even lie.
Ran is amazing.
I'm also happy because we extended the art competition a bit just to squeeze in a few submissions, and this was actually one of the last ones that came in. So
Sure.
I am happy for that extension.
Just the level of detail.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it. This is my favorite piece from Day.
For sure.
It's the best one. I love this one. Not that I don't like the other ones. I just really do dig that this is what I was talking about. I can see this as like an animal. I can see this as a warrior, and the intense detail, the time it had to take to draw this.
Just the way everything matches with the lore as well.
That's also, so I'm keeping things about the spirit realm like quite like hush hush for now because I want to make a detailed video on it. But basically, what it comes down to is when you die in the Galapagos, you respawn in a spirit realm, and then a beacon guides you to return to life, to basically regain your essence, and then you can continue on your journey.
Okay.
But you will encounter some crazy stuff in that spirit realm. But this, and you said something earlier about it being almost like a
She's almost like a Grim Reaper.
like a Grim Reaper, like man, screw your light, like bye bye, good night.
Yeah, for sure.
So and I'm like, that's badass.
Yeah.
Like this is like a very
Ran
very
is
well
badass.
thought out. And the detail, once again, I cannot come over this detail. And this is a sun scale, so this is a land iguana, and I can see it. I mean, you can see it.
For sure.
And I also love this hat. Like it's ticking all the boxes. It almost looks like it has a scarf.
Yeah, it's giving samurai.
Exactly. And there's our companion, racer snake, very small snake, but fast as hell. And then everyone was laughing about the noodle arms, but if you read the lore, it makes sense.
It makes perfect sense.
And it is a speed variant, so it's I can see it like very like almost like striking like a snake.
It's very streamlined, yeah.
Very streamlined. But if you even on the tails, look at the scale work on this tail. I can't get over it. And then also compared to her other stuff, this time the silhouette is clear as day.
Yes, definitely.
And we've got this great moonlight in the back. It feels like tangible. If that
Yeah, the
makes
atmosphere
sense.
is insane.
And this is I think this is the jade spear.
Okay.
This spear looks sick.
Insane.
This is sort of what I want Ethereum to look like, which is green. But this looks amazing. I'm jealous. I'm actually jealous. But I think it looks really, really sick. And all this thing has aura.
It does.
It has some heavy aura.
Does.
It looks great. It looks great. I know what I'm scoring. Okay, let's just sorry. I keep forgetting. Let's. We have a merino land iguana. There's our companion.
Yeah.
Killer weapon.
Definitely.
Full color. Great lore. Extensive. Well, I feel bad we didn't read all the lore. I'm actually gonna leave a link in the description for everyone to go read the full lores of everyone.
Please do.
Because there was so much lore, I had to sort of shrink it down a bit. And then the last one was custom armor, custom.
And companion.
Yeah, everything is there. So, what are we gonna score, Ran?
I
out
would
of 7?
love to start. Ran is getting a 7 out of 7 for me.
She's badass.
She is.
I'm also gonna do 7 out of 7. I'm not even gonna lie.
Wonderful.
This was a great one. Those were all the submissions. Thank you to everyone, all the artists that submitted their entries. And Clarissa, thank you. Thank you for helping us through all of these and sharing some of your insights.
Oh, thank you so much. It was so much fun. There's so many talented people in this community.
They are astounding. They impress me every day. And the thing is, they've done more stuff after this. It's like their own personal stuff, but it's actually, yeah, they're very, very talented. Guys, please comment below the artist that you like the most, the character, and then I'll be announcing the winner in 2 weeks. So please share this video and get to voting. The script for the next video is basically done. It'll be a bit more lore orientated, so stick around for that one soon. Thank you to all the Patreons for your ongoing support, and thank you to each and every one of you that made it this far in the video. If you sat through all of this, through the whole video, comment like ETH. Just comment ETH. And yeah, like and subscribe if you want to see this world grow. And thanks for watching.